Good afternoon, I'm Marshall Zelinger.
And I'm Ann Trujillo, and welcome to Politics Unplugged. Colorado getting more attention from the presidential campaigns this week. Democratic vice presidential candidate Tim Kaine ditching his tie to tour Primus Aerospace in Lakewood on Tuesday. He was here in Colorado to push Hillary Clinton's 5-point plan to boost small businesses and the economy. And this trip to New Hampshire, one of the things that may have delayed Donald Trump on Thursday, the Republican candidate arriving for a private fundraiser in Aspen the other night. He was 3 hours late. Some people paying $25,000 for a VIP meeting with the candidate. Now, Marshall is over with Patrick Davis, the director of Trump's Colorado campaign, to talk more about this. Marshall?
Thanks, Ann, and thanks, Patrick, for joining us.
Thank you, Marshall.
I'm going to get this weekly vulgar complaint out of the way. Polls are crap. But the polls that groups are paying for suggest Colorado is leaning blue. So does Donald Trump's visit last week at this fundraiser in Aspen say that Colorado really is in play, or that he just really needs money?
This is the second trip in 30 days for Mr. Trump to Colorado. Governor Pence has been here already. We expect to see Mr. Trump and his family and Governor Pence and several other surrogates in the state many more times. Colorado is still a battleground state for the Trump campaign.
So the campaign has started efforts to reach out to minority voters, which would be a big thing in Colorado. This is happening across the nation. And we have some video of him meeting with a group of African American and Latino fellows from the Republican Leadership Institute. That was on Thursday. So what efforts are underway to do this in Colorado?
In Colorado, we are just rolling out our Hispanic Coalition, led by Clarice Navarro-Ratzliff from Pueblo and Jerry Natividad from here in Denver, and Floyd Trujillo. They're meeting with Hispanic leaders from around the state and really talking to them about Mr. Trump's plan to raise all boats, lift all economic, lift
You're okay.
Okay. Lift wages and jobs and prospects for the economy for all people.
You say Trump's plan, and I sit here with a quizzical look. I'm like, which plan is it? What he said on one day or what he said the next day? What can I grasp from what your candidate says on any given day?
I think particularly on this issue, on the immigration issue, he is saying to the Hispanics and to the African Americans in Colorado and around the country, you will get a better life with Donald Trump and the Republicans than you ever got with Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama for the last 8 years.
We'll come back to that, but twice your candidate has explored plans to come to Colorado and has canceled those plans. Once was with the state Republican convention in April, and most recently was last week. He still came to the Aspen fundraiser, but backed off having an immigration speech in Denver. So my first question to this is, why are there exploration of plans to come campaign and then you guys back away?
The other thing that happened earlier this week is we had a change in management at the top of the campaign. And with the change in management comes a change in scheduling priorities. I heard Kellyanne Conway on another network this morning saying she finally has control of the schedule. I think that's what you saw happen this week, is that they were reassessing the strategy and moving the candidate around in different places.
So now that confusion is done, when this immigration speech happens, will it happen in Denver?
I think that's to be determined. Whether that will happen here, will happen in Phoenix, will happen somewhere else, we don't know. We don't even know if it will just be limited to immigration. It might expand.
So if you compare Donald Trump's appearance last week on Fox News and Sean Hannity's program versus CNN and Anderson Cooper's, immigration policy seems to be a work in progress, also like the schedule. So where are we on that immigration speech? Are we talking about not kicking out 11 million immigrants, or where do we stand right now?
Mr. Trump, his policy is the same today as it was when he first started this campaign. He wants to make America safer and more secure, and that includes building the wall and following the Constitution and the laws that have been on the books for many years, but that for the last 8 years we have not been following.
If I listen to him from Fox News, it sounds like, it's a softening of the stance. That was one of the words that was used. But then when he showed up on Anderson Cooper and CNN, he's like, no, it's a hardening of the stance. We're firm on this.
I think what you heard is a reaffirmation of his position that he started this campaign with. We're going to build the wall and we're going to follow the laws that are on the books. That is up for interpretation by many different people, but Donald Trump has not changed his tune from day one to day now.
How much paid staff is in Colorado for Donald Trump's campaign?
There are 30 paid staff on the ground in Colorado managing thousands of volunteers who are knocking on doors and making phone calls and organizing meetings and having coalition meetings throughout the state.
Do you see that increasing, or is that where we're going to be, a couple dozen, few dozen?
I expect it to increase and to go up. Because we are a battleground state, we're going to see more people in the state.
Okay, Patrick Davis, the Colorado campaign manager for Donald Trump's campaign.
Yes,
thanks
thank
for joining us.
Thanks, Marshall.
And